Yo, YouTube, what's going on, y'all? It's Mitch, and I'm back with another video, man. I can't even do my usual intro because this is not that type of video. I'm not gonna lie, this is not that type of video. Y'all are about to watch me react to this David situation, knowing nothing. I went into this video knowing nothing about this situation. Y'all know I don't be online, so yeah, that was crazy. Appreciate y'all supporting my channel though. Y'all know I appreciate y'all liking, comment, subscribing, viewing the vids. All that is stuff y'all do not have to do. And from the bottom of my heart, it means the world to me that y'all enjoy my videos, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I know my heart beat. It's beating for every single one of y'all. Y'all are the best, man. And I can't even remember my intro. Comment hashtag road to 120K in the comment section, man. It's really on the way. Bro, I ain't gonna lie, this video was, I didn't expect it to, I had no clue what I was finna watch. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, and I'm gonna stop all that talking and I'm gonna get right into the video. How do you say this guy's name? The D4VD case and why he's not in jail. And I've been seeing bits and pieces of this, but recently I haven't really been on social media. Like, I'm kind of like a nomad these days. I know that someone died, so before I even start the video, I want to say rest in peace to the girl that died. I don't know if he did it. We're finna see. Forgive me if I sound stupid during this video. You guys know what happened. I don't.
On September 9, 2025, news came out that a body was found in an impounded Tesla that was registered to the name of a popular...
Now, I saw this. I saw how they found the body in his trunk while he's like on tour, which is crazy that you can even keep it together to sing a song and bounce around on stage and there's a little girl decomposing in your front. On an even deeper level, like that, he actually might be a psychopath, regardless if he did it or not. Just knowing that there's a person rotting in your front and you can bounce around and sing songs, and then they like found it and he did another show. He's a psycho. He's actually insane. First reported missing at 13. I didn't catch that part. You guys.
That singer was David Anthony Burke, also known as D4VD. Now, when this news came out, nobody thought in the slightest that David was actually behind a cold-blooded murder. I mean, there's no way that a pop artist who recently skyrocketed to fame would just ruin their life by murdering someone, right? And I feel like most people had this mindset about the situation, that is, until 8 days later. On September 17th, TMZ released this article stating that authorities have identified the body in...
No, I think I saw this too. Wait, I think I saw this too. Why did I think it was two separate? Like, why did I think they found two bodies? I'm missing details though. I guess I need to get back online. I mean, not because of this. I don't need to know about this, but I'm thinking about like, damn, I don't know about anything, y'all. I don't know nothing, guys. I don't know the trends. I don't know what's going on. I know stuff that's going on like in terms of the world, like in terms of politics. I keep up with stuff like that because I be reading articles. I don't know stuff. I don't know. I'm not in the know. People are always talking about things I don't know about. And that's the only thing I don't like about not being online. It's really peaceful, y'all. Y'all should try it. It's like drinking soda. Like once you get offline, you can't go back. But I don't like being left out. Not about this. Once again, I could have went my whole life without knowing about this, honestly. This is crazy. They ID the body in the car. The mom tells TMZ it's her missing daughter. Now they're saying she's 15. How old was she? I'm asking y'all like y'all can respond to me instantly.
David's car. And that's when things got strange. The internet began to do a bunch of detective work once this news came out, and that's when it became clear that David obviously knew this girl. Based on everything I'm about to show you in this video, you're gonna see how insane it is that David still hasn't been arrested. Now, I don't want to bore you guys by giving you a 10-minute rundown of this dude's past, but I want to highlight his rise to fame because even before he possibly murdered someone, his story was very interesting.
You know what? I'm starting to notice a trend of people who wear pimple patches with no pimple. I'm just saying. Now, you might feel hit, and if you do, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not gonna lie. If you feel hit by that, why are you doing it? Why are you wearing them and you don't have a pimple? Therefore, when you have a pimple, they're not a decoration. Every single person that I've known that just used to wear pimple patches just to wear them, there was something sinister about them. Just saying, because why every picture I'm seeing, this nigga got a pimple patch on in the same spot? There's no way you've had that same pimple for your entire life.
As a teenager, David was a Fortnite pro and he used to upload montages on this channel called David Gaming. But his videos would get copyrighted every time he uploaded them because he was using other people's music, and so out of frustration, this guy decided, you know what? I'm gonna stop using other people's music and make my own music so that I don't get copyrighted anymore. And so he did exactly that. He picked up his phone, downloaded this app called BandLab, and made a bunch of songs straight from his phone so that he could use them in these videos. No impressive equipment or anything, just a phone and probably some of those wired earbuds. Some of his earliest releases were songs like Run Away and You and I, and they caught a bit of attention, but in 2022 he dropped a song called Romantic Homicide, and that song would go on to change his life. After putting that song on his montages, he decided why not post a screen recording of this song on TikTok. And that TikTok of the song blew up overnight, which is what really sparked David's rise to fame. Do you guys realize how crazy that?
I think I remember this nigga. He used to make the videos recording in his closet with BandLab. Damn, that was when TikTok was on the come up. Not on the come up, but like, yo, it still wasn't cool to be on TikTok yet. It still really wasn't cool. As cool as it is now, everybody's on TikTok, bro. It'd be so crazy. The craziest part be when you see people on TikTok who used to talk shit. Look at who it is, man. I remember I started back in 2022. By then, it had become cool to like scroll on there and be on TikTok, but it wasn't cool to post yet. It wasn't cool to be a poster, but it was cool to be a viewer. Back in like 2019, it wasn't even cool to be a viewer. I vividly remember, I think I told y'all this, I vividly remember being on TikTok in school and like having to turn my brightness down so nobody saw me because you would get clowned. But bro, I think I remember this nigga. Hold on, let me look up that song. Hold on, y'all. Let me listen to this. I'm not gonna play it for y'all because I'm not finna get this nigga no airtime. What? But hold on, I gotta see if this is who I think it is. Bro, wait, what? This nigga's killing people? Guys, I wasn't in the know. I ain't gonna lie, my heart sunk a little bit because I vividly remember when this nigga came up. I vividly remember when that song blew up. I vividly remember him making a song on BandLab and it blew up. I vividly remember, bro, he was like one of the first people to blow up off a song made on BandLab. Like that was when niggas was like, whoa, wait, you can really make releasable music on BandLab.
That is, this guy was making music for shits and giggles because YouTube kept copywriting him, so he uses nothing but a phone to make music that you would think is mediocre, but no, it goes viral and it makes him famous. You have to be really talented to pull something like that off. Not long after, he drops another song called Here With Me, also made on a phone, which has already passed 1.2 billion streams. And from there, he starts linking up with huge names like SZA, opening up for her tour, landing songs on Netflix's Arcane, Amazon's Invincible, and even Call of Duty. And to top it all off, he even got his own Fortnite emote. You know you made it when you got your own Fortnite emote. He seemed like this incredibly likable person who had a super inspiring story. By 17, David signs a record deal with Darkroom and Interscope.
Think about how you had to blow up before TikTok. You literally just had to get famous by like word of mouth. I vividly remember when NBA Youngboy was blowing up, that shit was strictly word of mouth. People were just talking about him at school. Niggas was using that computer time to play his songs, and then niggas would be like, yo, who is that? Lil Baby 2 and Lil Baby drop freestyle? Bro, niggas was just playing it, and niggas be like, wait, hold on, I didn't even have a phone, I didn't even have any way to access the internet, but I knew every word of freestyle, bro, just because of how much that shit used to just get played. That shit don't happen no more. There's really no such thing as famous anymore. There's no such thing as celebrities anymore, except for like, you know, the people who was famous before the TikTok era, because I feel like, because anybody can get famous at any moment in time, but still doing that back when he did it, you know, now it's a little bit more, now it's very oversaturated. But when he came up, bro, I vividly remember this. This was like the same year that I came up on TikTok. Back then, I don't want to say it was a little bit more difficult, but like, some of the stuff I be seeing people blow up for now, like, bro, too easy. It's too easy now. If you're not trying to blow up on TikTok now, what are you doing? It's actually too easy now.
Records for a minimum advance of $3 million. The contract included an initial $500,000 payment followed by 2 more payments, with the total value potentially increasing to $6 million if the terms were fully met. His life had changed. He's a multi-millionaire at 17 years old with one of the coolest stories ever, living the dream. His fans love him. Everything is perfect. So what went wrong? On September 8th, 2025, employees noticed a foul stench coming from an impounded Tesla in a tow yard. The police were called, and when they opened the trunk, they found something truly horrific. A badly decomposed body of a teenage girl chopped up and wrapped into a plastic bag. And about a
Bro, that's a kid, man. Damn, bro, I'm getting choked up. So she went missing when she was 13, bro. When I was 13, I was at a Boys and Girls Club eating donut sticks, bro. Playing foosball, bro. Like, that's a kid. Left the house at 9 p.m. Bro, this is actually like, bro. How hard can it possibly be, guys? How hard can it be? How do so many famous people, like, end up in these situations? How hard can it possibly be to not kill somebody? How hard can it possibly be to not talk to a minor?
A week later, the girl was identified to be Celeste Rivas Hernandez, who turned 15 years old one day before she was found dead. The craziest part is that she had actually been missing for well over a year. According to this missing person poster, she was last seen on April 5th, 2024 at 13 years old in Lake Elsinore, California. Her mom, who helped with the identification, also told authorities that she had a boyfriend named David. Now, what's insane is that before this body was identified and that first article came out, nobody believed it was David. I didn't even believe it was him myself. But at this time, when everybody was in denial,
I mean, her mom says she has a boyfriend named David. She's in David's trunk. Wait.
two Reddit comments were,
Bro, Reddit is always there before. Reddit is always there before, bro. I'm telling y'all. I don't be on social media too much, but I do be on Reddit because it's just reading. I like reading, you know? And Reddit is like the smartest niggas. Some of the smartest niggas in the world are on Reddit, bro. Of course, Reddit knew before. This guy's a weirdo. A close friend's little sister from IE ran away last year, and this is who she was with. Wait, y'all. This was before they identified the body. She was in 7th grade. I'm terrified that's who's in the car. Nobody has heard from her in months. Look at this nigga. I strongly doubt this is true. Like, bro, what do you mean? You don't know, like, what do you mean? What do you mean, though? He has a very public social media presence. Like, that's ever stopped anyone from being an evil person. I mean, some people just make you wanna just, There's no one underage in this road crew. Like, yeah. Bro, but there's a body in his trunk. There's a person decomposing in his front. He couldn't have done that, bro. There's no one underage working for him on his team. Like, I've only heard good things about David from his tour and venue staff. Don't post stuff like this with all the speculation. Yeah, tour and venue staff, the most reliable source possible. Common Koala, newsflash. I wonder what this person is thinking now. Typically, when people kill someone, they don't tell anybody. Typically, they keep that a secret, you know? I mean, what are we talking about? I've only heard good things about him from the venue staff. The fucking venue staff, the guys who check the tickets at the door. The venue staff is what you're basing this off of? The venue staff, the guys who literally speak to him like in passing. Ask him like, yo, you got everything for your set tonight? Those guys are like, I haven't heard anything bad from the concession stand people, so this can't be true. It isn't speculation, it literally happened. I don't care if you've heard nice things about him. That has no impact on my personal negative experience. Cook him. This guy is a pedo from what I've heard. My sister, who is now in 9th grade, told me that he was dating an 8th grader. Let's call her C. Oh, this girl knew the initial. She knew the initial, bro. People knew. Wait, hold on, you guys. This is 2 people. So did everybody know? It seemed like they're talking like everybody just knew this, bro. She would go on trips with him to LA. They were all in 9th grade now, and turns out C's friends knew, and he would pay them to keep their mouth shut. So you guys, do you think that would be possible for you? Do you think that a grown man could pay you to not tell like your friend's mom that, like, especially if the girl is literally missing, guys? She's missing. There's missing posters of her plastered around the town. Do you think that there would be any sum of money that would keep you from trying to return your missing friend to her home? C has been missing for over a month now, and no one knows her whereabouts.
posted on a thread about this story, and everyone thought they were a complete lie. But when the news came out and the girl had a first name that started with C, it also became clear that this probably wasn't some average Joe just making things up. Now, David is still on tour as all of this is popping up online. Matter of fact, up until the body,
Which is insane. I swore they found the body and he did another show. Are you insane? Because you know, at that time, he knew what just happened. He knew they found that little girl that I kidnapped 2 years ago. Okay, can we get into that? Can we get into the fact that she went missing in 2024? I don't know. I feel like that's like one of the craziest parts of this entire story for me is how long this had to be going on, bro. He was like harboring this girl for years. That's crazy. There's no way everyone around him didn't know. I mean, it seems like even the people who weren't around him knew.
body was actually identified, he didn't seem to have any worries in the slightest. A body had just been found in a car that belonged to him. Meanwhile, he's still on tour singing his heart out. throwing Labubus into the crowd. He didn't seem to be fazed at all. Now, obviously, once the internet caught on and did a bunch of detective work, realizing, holy crap, he might have done it, news came out that his tour was being canceled. And honestly, this makes sense. With the stuff I'm about to show you coming out, there is absolutely no way he could have ever just continued as if nothing was going on. Even if he still technically wasn't a suspect and still isn't right now, at this point, even some of his biggest fans who were in denial about this whole situation are starting to realize he's probably guilty. And this is where that evidence continues to just really pile on. This screenshot from his Discord surfaced.
Yo, I'm scared of Discord actually, because it seems like every time something crazy happens, Discord is somewhere in there. Can we talk about that? I'm kind of scared of Discord, you guys. Discord kind of creeps me out because there's always something sinister going on there. Every time something happens, bruh, they was on Discord. It says, this is 2022! This is the year he blew up! I was still in high school in 2022, bro. I'm literally class of 2022. I can't even fathom 2022 right now. That was so long ago. He has been, and that, mind you, they just found the body like a month ago, bro. 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. That's 4 years that he was doing. Yo, Actually, we might gotta bring back the guillotine, public stoning. Actually, I don't know. I can't even say what I want to say on here, what they need to do to this guy. All right, this is Discord. I'm assuming this is David because he has a damn crown next to his name. Celeste in here, he says. And she says, hi, David Bart.
And then there's this one where someone in his Discord says, pretty sure he dating right now. Someone goes, what?
Pretty sure he's dating right now. What? Yeah, her name is Celeste. How many people knew about this, guys? I'm confused, bro. Why, like, people on Reddit, people in Discord know? Bro, usually when something like this happens, like when someone gets exposed for like talking to minors, it's everywhere. It ruins their life. I really can't fathom how he was able to keep this under wraps for 4 years and people knew. People who knew her in real life knew. People who knew online knew. On different platforms. Like, how did this never come out? I mean, I don't know. I would say, like, why didn't somebody go to the police? But the police really don't care about this sort of thing. I'm not gonna hold you. Especially if you pull up to the police with the Discord screenshots. They might lock you up instead.
There's also this guy named Ponzalo in his Discord who seems to have known something was up for a long time. He goes, I want to tell people about how David is a P-word. Did y'all not know David likes kids? Now keep in mind, this is before a body was even found. Nobody knew a thing at this point, and someone goes, you aren't giving any proof, so that's all I'm gonna think. Ponzalo says this is the girl. She came back home in March.
Wait, this person sent a missing poster! Hold on!
Giving any proof, so that's all I'm gonna think. Ponzalo says this is the—
No, this guy literally knew. This is the girl. No, this is actually insane. This is the most insane shot I've seen thus far. This is 2024. This is almost a year ago. This is over a year ago when this guy was trying to tell people, bro. Guys, if he was sending this in his Discord, doesn't everybody see the message in the Discord? That whole Discord, they need to subpoena that entire Discord. I'm not gonna lie. As is in every weird situation, it's always something to do with Discord. Like, come on, guys. I'm noticing a trend. They need to subpoena that entire server, especially if she was in it. People knew. But once again, you know, what could they do in that situation? I mean, I don't know how a post never blew up about it or nothing like that. Like, it just stayed in the Discord. No one ever took it outside the Discord, you know? I don't know. I apologize if I sound stupid.
The girl, she came back home in March, then went missing again in like April. As you can see in that screenshot, Ponzalo fully shows who he knows David is dating, and as you can see, it's the missing poster for Celeste. Once again, this is before the body was even found. It's like everything was hiding in plain sight, and nobody seemed to even bat an eye at it. Here's another screenshot of people in his Discord pointing out that he
only adds underage girls. I know, right? Damn, people are like screaming in agreement at that. I'm not joking either. Subpoena the entire Discord. Put them niggas on trial too. Because how did it stay in the Discord? Like, it just stayed in this little collective. Everybody just knew in here and it never left. I mean, that is insane how intricate the internet can get. That there was an entire club of people who knew that this guy was dating a 13-year-old and were able to collectively keep a secret. When has anyone on the internet ever been able to keep a secret like this? And no one ever leaks it. Niggas leak niggas songs. I guarantee you they was probably leaking songs of his, but this never got leaked outside the Discord. I mean, they kept This was a well-oiled machine, this Discord, bruh. No one slipped up at all. No one said anything, bruh. This never came out.
Only seems to add underage girls. So yeah, you're gonna see that people speaking out about David kind of being a weirdo is a common theme here. And in almost every instance of this, they seem to be ignored or completely ridiculed for speaking out about it. The most famous example I can show you of this is this comment that recently surfaced on an old TikTok from a man named Rob.
When you coming to Chicago or Detroit? Waiting for LAPD to get your A for messing with a 13-year-old girl. He has 148,000. Oh, that's probably after the fact. Waiting for LAPD to get your A for messing with a 13-year-old girl. Robin River knew. Okay, so this had left the Discord here, but it didn't matter. He didn't even delete the comment. I guess it was just like one of those comments that didn't get any likes, but just sat at the bottom. How did this actually bro? How did so many people know and it never like became a thing? Told y'all, those pimple patches, he's got one on right now. Every time I see this nigga, he has a pimple patch right here. Told y'all, it's something weird about people who just wear pimple patches for the fashion.
And that comment had been buried in the comment section forever. Nobody had even batted an eye at it, but some detective found it, and now it absolutely blew up. As you can see, it has 150,000 plus likes. Robin River was another person who nobody even paid attention to until now, when it's becoming increasingly evident that David most definitely had to do something with this. Another really chilling video that people looked back on and realized is extremely messed up is this one for a music video called One More Dance, where, as you can see, a literal body is being placed into the trunk, and then it flashes to this girl, which many people say looks strikingly similar to Celeste. After seeing this music...
Okay, he was tweaking. He was tweaking. Okay? There's no way. That had to come out before he did it, but would that make it premeditated? Yo, I feel like a lot of times and shit like that, like, you gotta believe people. Like, when people, because sometimes people like live out their fantasies through their art sometimes. So sometimes, you know, sometimes stuff just be art, and it's like people like this make it horrible for everyone else, because some people really be expressing themselves, I guess, but like some people really be kind of putting their sick twisted fantasies, and it just like is disguised as my art, you know. It's only a certain amount of times you get to portray yourself taking someone's life, stuffing people in a trunk and weird stuff, blood splatter all over your shirt. I mean, every time I see this nigga, it's like kind of throwing me off. He's got like blood spatter on his shirt, you know, he's doing weird edgy stuff. It's only so edgy to where it gets to a point where it's like, what's really going on in your head? Like, are you like wishing you could do this in real life? And once again, bro, you can't police art like that, because some people just be expressing themselves, I guess. But that's crazy, putting the person in the trunk and then getting a look-alike to the girl. You're losing your goddamn mind, bro. How hard can it possibly be? But this guy, bro, he was weird from the jump, which is the crazy part, bro. It wasn't like he got money and lost himself and got weird, bro. He was weird from the jump. 2022 is when they were in the Discord.
Music video clip, I lost it. I mean, it's almost like he wanted people to know what he was up to and was just waiting till the moment he gets caught. Not to mention how weird his entire tour looks in hindsight. I mean, he was bringing caskets into the con.
See what I'm saying? Gets to a point. It literally gets to a point, gang. I mean, I don't know who was going to these shows. I mean, I'm not gonna clown you guys, I promise. You remember your mom used to be like, I'm not finna whoop you. I ain't finna whoop you. Go on, I ain't finna whoop you. I'm not gonna clown you guys, I promise. Just the way I am, the type of person I am, as soon as I see this, bro, my mama always be telling me, bro, the power of the tongue, and you do not play with no shit like this. You couldn't even get me to touch a casket, much less sit in a venue while you sit here and perform your song sitting on top of one. I'm going home, bro. Whatever I gotta do to get out of here. I might have to fake and fall out in the crowd, bro, but I'm getting out of here. You're tweaking, bro. Like, this is what I'm talking about when it gets to a point with the edgy stuff.
Concerts as if he was hosting some sort of funeral. It just piles on, guys. I mean, there's genuinely so much to cover in this video, but the deeper we dive, the more insane it's gonna look. Right here are lyrics to a leaked song by David called Celeste, and as you can see, it's a literal love song about a girl named Celeste. Now, I do think it is worth noting that David apparently had two girlfriends named Celeste. One of them was not underage. But even in the case that this song...
Bro, this nigga was moving like the Riddler. Two girlfriends named Celeste? Imagine being the other one. Oh my gosh. This dude was dropping riddles and clues, like concept of writing a song for a 13-year-old girl. Genuinely a loser, bro. This is the common trend now. Like musical artists getting outed for talking to minors. Seems to be the trend. That's why I was asking earlier, how hard can it possibly be to not talk to a little girl? This happens so much now that when artists get outed for it, people don't even care no more. The only reason why people care about this guy is because the girl is actually dead. But honestly, guys, I'm gonna make a bold claim here. I feel like if the girl wasn't dead and this just all came to light and the girl was still alive, there would still be people supporting him. 1000%. It happens all the time. Artists get outed as pedos, they still have a fan base. But what I don't understand is how that doesn't immediately make somebody a loser to you. The concept of you being infatuated and writing a love song to a girl who is in the 7th grade automatically makes you a loser to me. People get more mad at artists for like getting outed as gay than they do for this. It's actually or a snitch. People care more about you snitching than talking to minors nowadays. And that's sounds like that I'm making that up, but I'm not, bro.
Just so happens to be about the other Celeste. There's still way too much evidence that backs up Robin Rivers' claim. I mean, after the cops did an autopsy on Celeste, they found out that she had a tattoo on her finger that said, shh. You know who else had that tattoo? David. Romantic Homicide, his biggest hit, that music video was released on Celeste's birthday. Not to mention how many
Damn, bro, his whole life revolved around this girl. Okay, bro, he did it. I know the question probably is like in the title, why he's not in jail. Damning as all this evidence is, if you was to take him to court with just this, he might walk. And that's the thing here, bro. We have to make sure this nigga does not walk, because if he beats it, they can't try him again. It'll be double jeopardy. So I know, you know, that we know he did it, but honestly, they can't try him just based off Discord screenshots and like Reddit posts. We can get some testimony. If we could get like some testimony from like the friends who got paid off, which you guys really like, I don't know how you're able to show your face in public right now, the friends who got paid off, because now she's actually gone. Was it worth it? The what the $500 that he gave you? Are you serious? Are you actually serious? Those were not her friends. Don't call those people her friends. The mom saying she had a boyfriend named David, that's pretty good. Like stuff like that. But the stuff like the Discord stuff and the leaked song, that stuff is not gonna hold up in court. That can be ruled as circumstantial or, you know, AI. So they should let them do their job. Like let them really get hardcore evidence, bruh.
people think the actor in this music video also looks strikingly similar to Celeste. There are even multiple pictures that leaked where David seems to be with this girl, and many of them are from an Instagram account known as Dean Blunt Lover 444. Remember that username, because that account allegedly belonged to Celeste herself. This screenshot from that account of a picture of seemingly two people even has a comment from David, which makes it seem like he was one of the people in there and Celeste was the other. Here are some more videos from that account that clearly show David, and then there's this screenshot which even shows David reposting a picture of him on the Dean Blunt 444 account with this girl. Another wild
on the main page. How did he wasn't even hiding it? Honestly, he literally wasn't even hiding it, or he was just so confident that no one was gonna suspect anything. I mean, you think if someone is like talking to a 13-year-old girl, they wouldn't let them take any pictures of them, much less post them on their Instagram page. He was bold as fuck to even sit there and pose for a picture with this 13-year-old girl. You're bold as fuck. You're the boldest. You're the bolder. It's not funny. Okay, now, you know how I just said that there wasn't enough evidence? The pictures with them is insane. The pictures of them together, I mean, I guess that just establishes that he knew her, but I guess that's not evidence that he's the one that took her life. I guess that's still not enough, but I mean, we know, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we know, and this nigga can't never drop another song. He can't never do another show. His career is over. It's cooked. You know what I always think about a situation like this? I wonder what his mom thinks, bruh. That's gotta be so heartbreaking. Like, what are you doing, son? And you wanna know what's so crazy? I know I'm talking a lot. You know how people always blame the parents? But I bet, okay, so up until before this happened, people are like, yo, she's the greatest mom ever. She raised a pop star, you know? She's a good mom. And now that this came out, people are gonna be like, yo, it's the mom, so that's the way she raised him, which just shows, bro, you can't blame the parents. Everyone is their own person. You know what I'm saying? Because a couple months ago, niggas would have said she was a great mom. I'm sorry, y'all. This is a lot for me. Y'all have to understand, I really knew minimal about this situation. The song really brought it back. That I know exactly who this is. This is crazy, bro. This might be one of the craziest things to happen in music in like a long time.
The thing that came out is this picture that leaked online where David is said to be paying off people who know Celeste.
You should be ashamed of yourself. This guy here, bro. Hope he's getting publicly ridiculed right now.
To not talk about the fact that they were dating. Now, we don't know if this picture is completely false and the whole thing was taken out of context, you know what I mean? But if that is to be true, it would totally match up with what this guy on Reddit was saying about paying C's friends to keep their mouths shut. There's even this article TMZ about that picture that says, according to Google Maps, David was standing 0.3 miles from the home where Celeste Rivas was living with her family before she disappeared back in April 2024. The place David was standing, where he's doing some sort of exchange with this kid, is a 6-minute walk to Celeste's family home in Lake Elsinore, California. I also find this stream clip very interesting, but also very disturbing, where he seems to be with Celeste, and then this happens.
We need to delete this.
Holy shit. Holy shit. Bro, this feels like I shouldn't be looking at it, bro. This feels like I shouldn't be looking at it, bro. That girl is not here anymore. I don't want to see this no more. I don't want to see this, guys. I don't want to see this anymore. Bro, that girl is not here anymore, bro. It's so weird to see her moving around and talking. Like, bro, I don't want to see that. I gotta like get ready for this, bro. She's not here anymore though. Like, I don't want to see that. This nigga is so sick. Yo, who was in this stream? Okay, alright guys, it's getting to a point now, bro. This nigga's fans, y'all need to be right there in the sale with him, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Of course, all of them didn't know, but it seemed like a good chunk of them knew that this guy was dating a 13-year-old girl that was literally missing at the time. Who was sitting down watching this stream, bro? Who was tuning into this? I mean, what are we doing? Who was getting entertained by this guy chopping it up with the missing 13-year-old girl from Lake Elsinore? This is insane. He was bold, bro. He was so bold, though. To go live with the girl is not crazy. He was overly bold. This nigga was moving like she was of age. All right, y'all. I wish I could, like, hold you guys' hand while I watch this. I'm gonna hold my own hand.
Can we delete all VODs? And then as soon as the stream ends, delete the stream, too?
No, you didn't.
That's controversial.
It's controversial of kids.
I'm a dog, and since my owner's got me a spot pet insurance,
I needed that. I needed that ad. I needed that ad because I'm about to tweak out. Who was in that stream, bro? Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
Too?
No, you didn't.
That's controversial.
It's controversial of kids.
Oh my, delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes.
After that happened,
Wait, guys, I gotta go back one more time. Bro, look at the chat. In stream, cancel. Public statement from David's girl. David and Celeste Island trip. Is that a joke about what I think it is? Bro, everybody y'all ain't gonna lie, chat. The internet just like, bro, I just lost a big chunk of faith in humanity after this, because this girl actually is gone, and it's so strange. It makes me feel so icky looking at this girl move and talk, and she's not here anymore, bro. That is just so trippy to me. Like, I mean, yo, LMFAO, you're laughing your ass off at that? LMFAO, the concept of laughing your ass off at this guy harboring a missing 13-year-old girl. What are you doing, man?
Delete everything. Everything goes.
after that happened, the stream clip was immediately taken off. It did resurface because someone somehow saved it, but they made sure to delete it like right after. On top of that, a video surfaced of a teacher claiming to have been Celeste's teacher. And here is what he says.
That's her in my classroom in front of this poster right here. This other kid exchanging stuff with the rapper who we alleged did this stuff, but she's been missing since I taught her. So when I taught her, she met this dude on social media. He was a rapper in LA. He came and got her. She ran away from home. She was gone for like a month. She disappeared again in May of that year. And then I found out yesterday that she's now dead in that rapper's car.
As you can see in this video, he seems to have referenced that picture from TMZ of David possibly paying Celeste's friend to keep his mouth shut. He stated,
Yo, there's no way that kid's not like getting bullied. Was it worth the $500? The correct thing to do would have been to take the money and then still go tell. Even if that guy had gone to the police, I genuinely don't think the police... Bro, I've seen like those predator catching videos where the police really pull up and they don't do nothing. They be acting like they can't do nothing unless they literally catch the person in the act. They act like it's real technical and when they can do something. Still though, that nigga wouldn't have left that parking lot without getting his ass whooped. If that's my friend and you brainwashed my friend. If you've ever known anyone who's been brainwashed, it genuinely don't be nothing you can tell them. That's why I hope ain't nobody blaming that teacher. I hope nobody's blaming her mom because she had been brainwashed by him, bro. You know what I'm saying? And when someone gets brainwashed, it don't be nothing you can tell them, bro. You got my friend brainwashed. Even though my friend don't know this is wrong, I know this is wrong. The fact that I'm letting you pay me means that I know that we both know that this is wrong, because I know that you would need to. I'm basically blackmailing you right now. You can't blackmail someone if it's not wrong. It would have been no way that nigga would have left that parking lot without getting his ass whooped. I promise you, bro. And it's like hell of them, bro. We would have jumped that nigga. Are you crazy? And I'm making a post. Social media is a crazy place. I would have hopped my ass right on TikTok, bro. If you had to put that on TikTok, it probably would have went crazy, bro. Put a picture of the girl and him. Put her picture on there. You know, this girl is missing and she's with this rapper over and over again until somebody see it. I mean, bro, at the very least, if you can't get the police to arrest him, you could ruin his career. I don't know, bro. I'm just thinking, bro. It's like I'm trying to, like, I wish I could turn back the time.
It's that not only was Celeste in his class, but that kid was also in his class. It seems so clear that something fishy was going on. And that's what honestly makes me so sad about this situation. I feel like enough people knew something dark was going on to the point where all of this could have been avoided. So as all of this is unfolding and new screenshots and videos are coming out by the hour, David hadn't spoken out whatsoever, and honestly he still hasn't, but behind the scenes he has been active. He disabled comments on all of his social media platforms and started removing his TikTok reposts, which, by the way, those TikTok reposts were quite disturbing to say the least. For example, there's this one that says,
Me if I see her talk with other dudes.
Me if I see her talking to other dudes, and it shows someone chopping up.
Why does this have 200,000 likes? Bro, TikTok has got to fucking go. Oh my gosh, that's disgusting, bro. What is he chopping? Chicken? Ew, I hate raw meat. 130k shares. 32k people saved this so they can just come back and look at it again. TikTok gotta go, bro. I don't know how many times I gotta say this.
Me. I mean, the list goes on, guys. There is so much to back things up, but the one that really sticks out to me the most is this Genius interview for Romantic Homicide, because looking back on it, he seems like such a psychotic individual when he's speaking.
Where she died in the back of my mind. I didn't kill her physically, but in the back of my mind, she died. Which was in the back of my mind, but then you think that I'm gonna say you died, but I say I killed you. It was something that she did, it was something that I decided to do, and I killed her in the back of my mind.
The way he's like over-clarifying that, you know, he only killed her in his mind, not like physically, but only in his mind. So guys, I didn't kill her physically, like it was in the back of my mind, in my mind. And my car is not named Mind. It wasn't the back of my car. I didn't name my car Mind.
This had to be before she died too. Could this nigga be like a serial killer? Could he have like another victim?
Or did I? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But not like a kid, not like a child. I don't mean it like that. So yeah, all of this, in my opinion, is the most interesting evidence tied to the case. Now, keep in mind, whenever I say evidence, I am using that word very, very loosely. That's because from my understanding, this technically isn't legitimate evidence in a court of law until it's actually confirmed, which is quite a bit of a process. Because, I mean, otherwise he would be arrested by now, right? So let's get into that. Why hasn't David been arrested yet? And when will we possibly see that?
I don't know. They have to get actual concrete evidence, you know? Once again, like I said earlier, I know that we know he did it. It's obvious. And it's obviously been established that he definitely knew the girl. I don't think this is enough evidence that he took her life. And if they was to take it to court right now, once again, there's a chance he would get away with it, and we cannot risk that.
A criminologist and professor at Arkansas State University named Kevin Angelo Brown said, "This is often standard operating procedure. The medical examiner needs to confirm that this was a homicide before any official charges are filed. If the findings conclude that it was not a homicide, but a natural death or a suicide, a different route would be needed to charge someone with a crime." He also mentioned that the time between when she was murdered and when the body was found plays a huge part in how easy it is for authorities to arrest him. And as we all know, it took well over a year for them to find the body. Now, the rest of this article gives us...
She was dead for over a year? Bro, if she was really dead for over a year in that trunk, I don't believe that, I'm not gonna lie, because there's no way, because the smell would have been so bad, the entire neighborhood would have like had to move. They would have been like demolishing their houses trying to see if there's like a dead animal in the walls or something. The smell would have been horrendous. They noticed the smell after the car sitting in the lot for like a couple days. There's no way it was a year. But if it was a year, her body is is probably so badly decomposed that they're not going to be able to determine a cause of death, which is going to make it really hard. If they can't determine how she died, that's going to make it really hard.
Some really good insight. It says investigators are likely testing for DNA, fingerprints, digital communications, and physical traces such as blood. At this stage, experts say most of what authorities have is circumstantial. The matching tattoo, a rumored romantic relationship, and an unreleased song referencing Celeste raise suspicions but are not evidence of a murder. And while we do seem to have digital communications, we don't really seem to have anything else. And as far as those digital communications we do have go, I'm sure there's a really long, complicated process of actually confirming those communications that has to be, done. I also saw this Reddit thread from someone claiming to be an attorney, and although they could be totally lying out of their ass about being an attorney, I actually do believe them because their reasoning for why he hasn't been arrested honestly seems to be pretty logical and likely in my opinion. They said, "Hi guys, I'm an attorney. I do not practice criminal law, but I got an award for criminal procedure, so I like to think I know a thing or two about it. With a case with this much publicity, there is a lot of pressure on detectives to get this right. That means being thorough. In order to make an arrest, you have to have probable cause that the crime has been committed. This has to be backed by evidence which the DA presents to a judge. They have to track down the source of each photo, of each message, etc., and ensure that it came from the accounts belonging from David and or Celeste, and determine that the messages have not been altered. This takes time and can lead down other little rabbit holes. For example, if they have a lot of evidence from the Dean Blunt Lover account, they have to subpoena Snapchat to ensure that this was actually Celeste's account. What's really critical is that if any evidence is obtained without a warrant or on insufficient evidence to obtain a warrant, that evidence is deemed fruit of the poisonous tree and cannot be used at trial. They have very specific rules they have to follow concerning each step of the investigation, and it takes time, especially when most of the evidence that we have is digital and coming from hundreds of accounts. This totally makes sense to me because, you can't just find a Twitter snapshot.
True, bro. That's what I was saying earlier. They can't just go to court with those Discord screenshots. They could be altered. They would have to go into the actual server themselves, and they would have to prove that that was actually Celeste's account, which I don't think they would be able to do. They could prove that that was really David's account, maybe with IP address and Discord can confirm, but I don't think there's any way to prove that that was actually Celeste's account. And once again, even if it was, that's not enough to charge him with murder. Yo, you know what? The fact that it is taking so long is actually kind of scary because that might mean they're having trouble proving it, bro.
Shot that was just recently posted and be like, oh, he's guilty, That has to be somewhat verified even if it looks completely real, which it does. They definitely have David under surveillance so that he can't leave or hurt other people. He probably was told not to leave the country, which is in part why his tour was canceled. The police are dotting their I's and crossing their T's to ensure that David's defense will not be able to have the case dismissed or evidence withheld at trial. You can't just say, looks like he did it. You have to be able to reasonably claim that he caused her death, among other things. If all the evidence they get later is based on unverified sham evidence, it all gets thrown out and David is on the loose. So yeah, I know that's a lot, but honestly, I think it's the best explanation as to why he hasn't actually been arrested yet. Now, I'm not an expert on any of this stuff, but personally, I 1,000,000% think that he did it. There's no way he didn't, in my opinion. So yeah, if somehow, in the most improbable way, he had nothing to do with the murder, he still deserves to go to jail, but in my opinion, there's no way he didn't at least have some sort of connection to the murder. He either did it or played a part in it. That's how I feel.
Come on, it's in his car. I feel like it's gonna always come back to that. Crazy part about it, and that is probably the strongest piece of evidence that they have today, is that she was literally in his front. Y'all, I had no idea. Rest in peace to her. It's so easy to get manipulated when you're that young, and he knew that. He's such a loser. Writing love songs about a 7th grader. Mind you, this nigga could have had probably any girl he wanted. Honestly, you got money, you can have any girl you want, or you can get pretty damn close. This is why I'm not on online, because now this is gonna kind of sit on my mind, bro. I'm gonna have to keep up with it now. All right, guys, I didn't know it was that heavy, bro. Shit. Appreciate y'all choosing my video to watch, man. Comment hashtag road to 120K. Y'all know my heartbeat. It's beating for y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all for tuning into the videos. It means the world to me. It means more than y'all will ever know. If you watch my video all the way to the end, that means the world to me. It really does. My heartbeat, it's beating for every single one of y'all, man. I love y'all. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one. And I'm so for real.